State of Rest, that Saratoga win was exceptional, and it was the first time he's been beyond a mile. Love that profile, and Very Elegant will improve here. Stable will get her right. She was a forgive run last time, ridden a bit close, plus some bloods were off, and as I say, expecting her to hit back this rain, a big plus. 5.986, the big one.
Well, the Cox Plate, Brass, first run in 1922. There's some of the honour roll since 1980, but we're leaving out names like Superimpose, Strawberry Road, and Bone Crusher.
Yeah, for sure. It's the high point of thoroughbred racing over a middle distance here, Wait for Age Racing and Group 1. Can't beat it.
Annabelle Neesham's already won 4 Group 1s, never a Cox Plate. Many were tipping Zaki to do it, but even with Zaki in the field, you were tipping Mo'unga.
Yeah, I thought we might get a little bit better price. Well, obviously we would have, but it's just cruelled it a bit. I'm with him. I think he's an each-way special, this horse.
And here he is 2 starts back, giving Incentivise a bit of a scare.
Well, if Incentivise was in this, he might be about evens with Zaki out of the race now, but I tell you what, this horse is destined to run a big race on the way he's closed off at Flemington.
And he's been back to Sydney for a 5th in the Epsom last time out, ahead of this run in the Cox.
Well, he was off the bit in the Epsom, and it was the sure sign of a horse that was desperate for further. So carried a bit of weight in the Epsom, ran a cracking race, but this is more his cup of tea, I think, 2,000.
As the Danger, a mare that's been at this level on so many occasions, she's chasing her 10th Group 1, Very Elegant.
She's the reigning horse of the year, so how would you deny her an excellent chance in this? Specialises at Wait for Age, Group 1. Little bit of give in the ground. Has to be very hard to beat the mare.
And Brass, we've now got joint favourites on the tab fix. Very Elegant, 380, came into about 310. Just goes back out to 340. Animo, one of the 3-year-olds, 290 out to 350, back into 340, joins it. Mo'unga's got fans, 650 into $5, closing in on both. State of Rest on Australian debut, 650 out to $8.50. Probabile is 950 out to $12, but back into $10. Captivant, the other 3-year-old, $13 out to $15, back into $14. Darlasan, 21 and solid. And Call Sign Mav across from New Zealand is 26 out to $31. So those top 3 in the trade have all at various times attracted interest with the tab. Let's have a look at what's happening with bookmakers. 2.5 away, where the favourite is Very Elegant, $3.30 to $3.40. Animo just behind, $3.50 to $3.60. Mo'unga's $5 to $5.50, went up shorter than tab there. State of Rest has just been specced, Gator. $8 into $7.50, back to $8, back to $7.50. And there's the only one we haven't seen near our shores here in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I had him ahead of Gold Trip, even with that horse in the race, as the pick of the internationals this year of the two of them. It was only still very early in his career when he stepped out beyond 1600 for the first time, and he won a Saratoga Derby. Some questioning that form, but there's some very good horses back in that field. There was a gap back to third. If he can handle a bit of jar out of the track, I think soft 5's okay. I think if we were in the heavy range, it might have been an issue, but I'm expecting him to measure right up here.
And what are you expecting from State of Rest, Press?
I don't know what to expect from him, Marto. He's been very impressive in that win over there in the US, and of course he comes from Ireland. It's taken him a bit of time to get sorted out in terms of ability and class. He started off in a maiden over there in Ireland, scored at 1200 metres, so he's obviously endowed with enough speed to get away with a race like this. He's not just a pure stayer. But interestingly, by Star Spangled Banner, the great Aussie sprinter. So that's probably where he gets that dash from. But yeah, a little bit hard to marry up. He, of course, is the least experienced horse in the race, only 8 starts.
Gator, obviously, Zaki, a huge scratching this morning, and the other scratching, of course, Gold Trip. How does your map look here?
Yeah, well, I think a few would have clearly, maybe, taken some different angles off that. You had a horse like Animo all week, they're saying, oh, we're probably going to go back and let him run on. I wonder what they do now with Zaki out of the race. Do they try their hand and try and slot in sort of 1-1? I expect Darlasan and Captivant to go forward. The New Zealander Call Sign Mav as well, but they'll be a little bit nervous with that horse about a strong 2040 if he's ridden a bit too warm. So the first 200 here will be fascinating.
There's your top pick, Brass, Mo'unga. And, of course, Hugh Bowman's won 4 Cox Plates, all on Winks. Where do you hope Hugh finds himself in the run on Mo'unga?
Oh, I'd say maybe 1 out, 1 back. Hugh's, such a masterful judge of pace. He'll have the horse in the right spot according to where he thinks he should be striking. And, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who blinks first. That's often the case with Cox Plates, where they get on their bike at the 600 metres or 800 metres. And that's why it's the best race over this trip anyway.
One of the great races on the Australian Carnival calendar is the Cox Plate, worth $5 million. The honour roll, as we saw, a who's who of Australian racing. A new name about to be etched in as we head to the 2021 edition with Matt.
Just about there. After a dramatic week, Australia's best race is about to get underway as Animo for Craig Williams, who's won the race twice, goes in, and the field is set for the Ladbrokes Cox Plates. Stand by for a start, and they're racing. Dalasan away fairly. Captivant out well with Call Sign Mav. Dalasan's going to boot up between them, and then came Probabeel after 100 metres. Captivant using that inside draw to lead from Call Sign Mav. Dalasan a half length away. 2.5 lengths Moonga, who's making sure he stays off the fence, and Probabeel as a result force 3 wide. State of Rest behind them. 3 lengths Animo, and Very Elegant is last of all. 1,600 to go. Captivant the leader from Call Sign Mav. Then came Dalasan, who's 3 off the lead at the moment. 1,400 metres to go. 3 lengths Moonga. Then Probabeel, State of Rest. 3 lengths Animo. 2 lengths Very Elegant. Heading towards the bottom corner, and it's Captivant is going to try and lead all of the way. The 3-year-old with the lightweight. With 1,200 metres to go, led out by 2 lengths at an even speed from Call Sign Mav. Dalasan is third, 1.25 lengths Moonga. 2 lengths Probabeel, State of Rest, Animo second last, 2.5 Very Elegant. Through halfway, 1,000 metres to run. Captivant getting a good fraction here by 1.25 lengths Call Sign Mav. Then came Dalasan Moonga, 1.5 lengths Probabeel. Then State of Rest, no change. Animo second last, 2 lengths Very Elegant. To the side of the course now, 800 metres to run, and they're travelling off the rails. It's Captivant leading by 1 length Call Sign Mav. Then Dalasan, Moonga, Probabeel, State of Rest 4 off the lead as they're about to pack up. Animo's 5 off the lead. Very Elegant getting going. Captivant at the 500 metres. They're in the middle of the track. Yendall goes for the whip. Here come the runs. Moonga up around the outside. Dalasan trying to cut the corner. Then Call Sign Mav running through them. State of Rest has got the split. 300 to go, and the Irish horse sprints clear. State of Rest a length. Animo follows it through, and Very Elegant to the outside at the 200. State of Rest a neck. Animo. Very Elegant late. It's State of Rest at the 100. Animo wearing it down. State of Rest just in front of Animo. State of Rest holding on. State of Rest, I think, has just won for the Emerald Isle from Animo and Very Elegant. Then came Moonga. Next to finish, Probabeel, Dalasan, Call Sign Mav, and Captivant in a thrilling Cox Plate. What a race it was. It's going to be State of Rest. State of Rest, John Allen for Joseph O'Brien. It's an Irish win in the Ladbrokes Cox Plate. Has gone toe-to-toe with Animo and Craig Williams in a head-bobbing finish. State of Rest at 7:30 and 2:30 will beat Animo by a half head. And Very Elegant was brave, 1 length away in third. What a magnificent finish. It was stirring up the home straight.
And Joseph O'Brien gets his first Cox Plate, so does Johnny Allen. State of Rest, first start in Australia. It was a lovely ride as he got the run through them, nearing the home turn. John Allen, Mr. Gately.
It never disappoints, does it? Our great race, and he's just travelling so well at the 500, just weaved a passage and then had to really fight because the 3-year-old with no weight was wanted to win as well. And there was Very Elegant, who's an absolute bulldog herself. She couldn't quite reach them. All honours winner, a terrific win for that horse, no doubt.
From a Saratoga Derby to a Cox Plate, Brass.
Yeah, it's unorthodox to state the least, but he was the one that you wanted to be on coming through the pack there. He took the shortcut. Craig Williams followed him through, and they did come together about 100 metres out, so we may not have heard the end of it at this point.
Just hold on to your tickets there. State of Rest at this stage, the Cox Plate